Just when Switch fans thought that September couldn't get any better, Nintendo decided to randomly announce Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Nintendo's holiday season for 2020 has been shrouded in mystery until now, and I think that this is perfect. What is a spin-off? I think that getting any Zelda content right now is greatly appreciated. I was originally going to make this video weeks ago, but Nintendo just keeps posting trailers. I think we've gotten 5 trailers already and a full Treehouse livestream, and even a demo just released. I think that Nintendo is really pushing this game to sell well, and it's definitely hooked me. Here is my full discussion of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. First and foremost, I just want to say that the whole concept of Age of Calamity is just so genius. One of the biggest problems with Breath of the Wild was that the game constantly tells you about all these battles when Calamity Ganon invaded Hyrule, but never shows any of them to you. The ruins are probably the closest thing that we get to the battles that took place. The memories are way too vague and never really give us any info, except character development for some of the characters. After 3 years of waiting for Breath of the Wild sequel, I don't think that anyone expected a prequel, but that's exactly what we got. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity took all that juicy content that was locked behind bars in Breath of the Wild 1 and made a game out of it using the Warriors game style. Getting to play in these battles still shocks me, and it was revealed like 2 months ago. There are just so many gameplay elements that we just have to talk about. The Warriors gameplay, in my opinion, fits right in for this. Getting to fight hundreds of enemies in real time is just gonna be awesome. The trailers have already shown many different moves and special abilities. I haven't played a Warriors game yet, so I don't really know the ins and outs of a Warriors game, but it looks like they've put a lot of time into the different abilities for the characters. All the runes are back, each of the champions has their own special abilities from Breath of the Wild, and there's just so much new stuff too. I love how they're not just copy-pasting Breath of the Wild, they're coming up with so much new stuff and new content. There's this Sheikah robot thing that looks super cute. Rami and Pyrrha are back, but aren't just NPCs and have 5 minutes of time in the game. Impa is younger and looks strangely similar to Paya. And we finally get to see Hyrule Castle before it was destroyed. And please, please, please Nintendo, let us explore it. I want to see everything in Breath of the Wild, but not all destroyed. There's just so much potential here, and they just have to capitalize on it. Another thing I saw was a lot of returning ideas. Like you have the Yiga clan, who hopefully play a lot bigger of a role, because I thought that they have so much potential. They were only really shown in one of the side quests for Vah Naboris, and I feel like they were just so underutilized there too. They randomly pop out of nowhere when you're just traveling, but they're just so easy to fight. Usually it only takes like 1 or 2 hits to kill them, and it's just pretty boring. There's just so much stuff that they could have done. So I think making them return and having a lot bigger presence in the game is really smart. And I mean, you got Master Koga, you can't go wrong with that. And there's also this like cool villain that they keep showing. They only showed him like once or twice in the trailers, but he looks really cool. He may have some stuff to Breath of the Wild too, maybe he's the villain or something. I know Ganondorf was there, but maybe he has something to do with it. He may be like a side villain, because we all know that Calamity Ganon is the villain, but maybe he's working with the Yiga clan because we see him sitting next to them. So I mean, I'm really excited to see what new ideas he brings to the table. Another new idea that they brought to the table was actually getting to play as the Divine Beasts. I loved seeing the Divine Beasts, and their quests were probably the best parts of Breath of the Wild, but after you actually finish the quest, there's really not much to do. If you walk anywhere close to them, they'll just say, nope, hold on, go back. And I'm just like, I want to explore the Divine Beasts. We got to go in them, but after you finish the quest, you can never go back inside. And I want to like go near the Divine Beasts, I want to climb them, the view would be awesome. And I wish they had more in like the post-game, even though I feel like there's not even a post-game in Breath of the Wild, there's just so much to do. And I think getting to play as a Divine Beast is just so cool, ramming into mountains, destroying just so many monsters. This is going to be so much fun, just destroying everything. Just the thought of that. I hope it's not just a little scene too, because I know in Breath of the Wild the best parts were actually trying to board the Divine Beasts. So I hope that this part isn't just like 2 minutes long for each Divine Beast. I want them to have a larger presence, because we do see them a lot in Breath of the Wild. I hope that they have just so much potential to bring to the table, and I hope that they capitalize on it more. One thing that I saw that they mentioned a lot in the trailers, I think in the first reveal one, is that they're working very, very close with the Zelda team, which I think is a great idea. If you're gonna make a game so close to Breath of the Wild, not just like a spin-off game, I think that it's pretty vital to have the Zelda team on your side. The cutscenes just look straight out of Breath of the Wild, and it looks so good. A lot of things with Breath of the Wild was that, yes, there were a good amount of cutscenes, but I wanted to see more. I want to see more of the voice acting. A lot of people complain about the voice acting, but I mean, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't like bad like a lot of people are saying. I thought it was pretty good. And I feel like getting to see a lot more of these cutscenes is just going to be so cool. Seeing the cutscenes in Breath of the Wild were some of my favorite parts of the game, and I think getting a lot more of them is going to be really nice. There seems to be a lot of cutscenes. Most of the stuff in the trailers is actually cutscenes. It gives the characters so much more like personality, and I think it really helps bring the story together. And I think just having more cutscenes is just going to be really cool, and I hope that they bring back a lot of the other characters. Because one thing I really want to see, actually, moving a little bit away from the cutscenes, is actually, I want to say the new champions. I hope they come to Breath of the Wild too, because you have like Yunabo, Sidon, Teba, and I think Riju. I hope that they do have some sort of presence in this game, because they were really interesting characters. And I wonder, are they going to be younger, like Impa is? Because we know that this is, I think it's, 100 years earlier. I think that these cutscenes just have so much potential, and honestly, I'm just so excited for this. Another thing that I'm super excited for is actually the music. I really enjoy the music for Nintendo games. I think that they make some of the best music in the video game industry. They have so many classic songs. In Breath of the Wild, it had an outstanding soundtrack. And I think I've already heard some tunes from this. I think it's like the map theme, and honestly, it's really good. And I hope that they bring that type of intensity and flavor from Breath of the Wild into Age of Calamity, because it had such a great soundtrack. Hopefully they keep that sort of theme, because I know that Breath of the Wild used a lot of that calming piano notes, but when it got epic, it got epic. And Age of Calamity ain't no walk in the grassy field, take a little stroll in the plains. This is like straight up like war. We're in war right here. And I think that this has potential to be one of the best Zelda soundtracks ever made. One more thing I want to mention, I think there's like a couple more things I want to mention. I really hope that this really embraces that war theme, because there's so many parts of Breath of the Wild that showed like a big battle happen here. This was a battleground, and I hope that we actually see that, because I think there's going to be like missions, because I don't really know the Hyrule Warriors. Like, I know the gameplay, I don't really know how it works in the grand scale of things, or the grand scheme of things, but I hope that they really show all these big battles. I think it's like you pick little levels that you can go to, and there's like an objective. I really hope that they show a lot of these locations and the battles that happen there. You see the Fort Hateno, I hope that they show a big thing there. Akala Citadel. This is the thing I am most hyped for in Age of Calamity. And the start of that, I think it's the second trailer, we see Akala Citadel on fire. Maybe this might be just the final boss. That would be really cool, the final boss being there, because it is at the very end, like during the battles. Because I remember seeing somewhere that the people from Hyrule Castle fled to Akala Citadel, and you got cannons there, you got this whole like map system, I think, that showed the cannons can go here, because I was watching a couple of videos on it, and honestly, it just looks so cool. And please, Nintendo, let us go inside. I want to go inside there so bad. Akala Citadel is such a great place, and I really, really, really hope that they let us explore it, and kind of like, there's just so much potential there. Please, please, please capitalize on it. I think that really sums up Age of Calamity in general. There's just so much potential here. So many great ideas, and I think bringing in the Zelda team, bringing in Koei Tecmo Games, I think you have all the pieces to the puzzle. All you need to do is connect it. And I think that if Nintendo does connect the pieces, this can be one of the best Zelda games ever made. And I think that a lot of people are seeing this with all of these trailers. Nintendo is really pushing this game to sell well. I believe that Nintendo did have a different holiday title for this season, or for this year. I really think they did. Maybe it's Breath of the Wild 2 and they had to delay it. I don't know, but I do believe that they had a different holiday title and they had to get creative and do something. And honestly, I think that Age of Calamity is perfect for a holiday title. But they really, really, really need to push it this holiday season, and I think that they are. Putting a demo out, very, very important. Putting a demo for Pikmin 3 Deluxe, very, very important. I think that that's very, very good because you're pushing sales, you're letting people know. A lot of people are on the verge of, maybe I should get Pikmin 3 Deluxe, maybe I shouldn't. I think putting the Treehouse Live thing there, you have the demos, it's very important. They're really, really, really pushing this thing to sell well. And I mean, as I said in the intro, they've definitely hooked me and a lot of other people. I remember watching the Treehouse Live, and for the Pikmin 3 Deluxe section, literally everybody is like, show us Age of Calamity, show us Age of Calamity, and it just shows how many new fans Breath of the Wild brought in for Zelda in general, and I think you've hooked so many people with Breath of the Wild, and giving us Age of Calamity is just like, it's just so good. I am so hyped for this game. Maybe the graphics don't look the best in some cases. Maybe the voice acting looks in some places. But in my opinion, I think that the pros far outweigh the cons. And I think that this is just, it's a good time to be a Nintendo fan. So there you have it. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's set to launch on, I believe it's November 20th. Honestly, I don't think that I'm going to pick up the demo, because I wanna go in with like not knowing that much, because I think that will make the experience a lot better. And overall, I'll definitely pick this up on launch day. I've been doing that for the past few Switch games. I might stop doing that because I did it for like Origami King, and let me just say, I stopped playing that game a couple months ago. It's a good game, but it got boring pretty quickly. I might make a review on it. I don't really know, but this game I will definitely be picking up launch title. Nintendo has definitely hooked me, and wow, potential is there, and I think that they are really capitalizing on it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Potato Sensei, out.